Good morning and welcome to this lesson. I don't know whether it is morning that side, just like this one. So we are in P.6 work, and from where we ended yesterday, that's where we are continuing. So where we ended, we were having a look at different words we can use in our new topic of hotels, and that was page 9. So on page 9, we see something that is connected to formation of adjectives. Formation of adjectives. P6, the workbook is for term 3, and we are on page 9. We need to remind ourselves about what an adjective is. It may not be something very strange to you. Why? English is made in such a way that topics are repeated. Our topics, especially for grammar, are repeated in various classes. You see adjectives today, you saw them in P5, you saw them in P2, P3. That means you've got to be careful. When teachers are talking, you're supposed to listen and understand, because these things are normally repeated. So allow me, like I've told you, start with page 9. Let me hope you're already there. So we're on page 9, where we're looking at formation of adjectives. First of all, the reminder about the definition is that adjectives are words that are used to describe nouns. We use adjectives to describe nouns as shown on the board. So what do we mean by the word describe? With the describe, we mean talking about. We use them to talk about nouns or to give more information about nouns. When we give more information about nouns, it means you are going to know which noun we are meaning, and therefore you can easily identify it from the rest. That's the meaning of an adjective. Words that are used to describe nouns. Sometimes they can also be used to describe pronouns. Like if I say, he is fat, I'm describing the person, where I've used the pronoun he as my subject. That's why I can say adjectives can also be used to describe nouns. So we are saying adjectives are formed by using suffixes. Now what is a suffix? It's another strange grammatical term. A suffix is a letter or letters added to the end of a word to change its meaning. That is a suffix. A suffix is a letter or group of letters added to the end of a word to change its meaning. That is a suffix. So we use suffixes. In other words, we add those letters to the end of different words to change them to adjectives. To change them to adjectives. We are going to use different suffixes to turn our given words into adjectives. Let's be careful and we follow, because this is the very work you have in the workbook. However, this teacher will not talk about everything, because like I normally say, if we were to write everything we see in the workbook, then we would teach like 9 lessons in a day. However, we teach one where we somehow summarize to guide you so that the rest you can do on your own. So we are using suffix y. In other words, we are going to be adding suffix y to the words that are given to us, turn them into adjectives. These words may be nouns, may be verbs, may be other parts of speech, but we turn them into adjectives by adding suffix y. We have salt, so we are going to add y to the word salt to make an adjective. So you write your salt here, and you get the adjective as salty. Be careful, the adjective is salty. So we go. The next word is hunger. Hunger turned into an adjective will become hungry. Yes, if you have hunger, then you are hungry. You are hungry. You are in need of what to eat. Therefore, you are hungry. Our next word is taste. Taste changes to an adjective and becomes tasty. Tasty. You can see the letter the teacher has added to the end of those different words is just letter Y. So letter Y becomes our suffix. But be careful with the spelling changes. Sometimes it is not a matter of throwing letter Y there and you think, the teacher said we add a suffix. I've already added my suffix Y, so my answer is correct. You end up writing a word like this. Oh. The teacher said we add Y. So which word is this you have written? It's a word that has never existed in this language. So be careful about the spelling changes. There are changes that take place in our spellings. Letter E has been dropped before adding Y. We go. Meat can change to meaty. M-E-A-T-Y, meaty, as the adjective. From oil, we form oily as our adjective. Next, smell, which changes to smelly. If something smells, then you describe it as smelly. Socks. People have smelly socks. Yes. Socks that smell. They are smelly socks. So we describe those socks as smelly. From here, we form our adjective as hilly. A hilly area is full of hills. I'm saying a hilly place is full of hills. That is about formation of adjectives using suffix Y. We have another category of adjectives that are formed using that suffix. Which suffix in this case? It's FUL. FUL is the suffix. We have the word here and the adjective this side. Scale, turn it into an adjective. You give the answer as skillful. We have skillful British and skillful American. The American skillful has a double L in that position, just after I. The British skillful has single L, so I'll take the British one. Skillful. This is skillful British English. Take single L, F-U-L. Be careful with suffix L. It is single L, suffix F-U-L. It is strictly single L, not... Some people add this as their suffix. This adverb full. Hey, you don't use adverb full as your suffix. Suffix full is F-U single L. So words like careful, merciful, pitiful, truthful, all end in single L. So we have care, which changes to care, suffix F-U-L. Mercy, M-E-R. There is a spelling change after C. Change Y to I before you add the suffix F-U-L. Merciful. Next is pity. See what we have done. We are going to do the same trick. P-I-T-I-F-U-L. Our suffix. Then lastly, truth, which changes to truthful. So truthful is our answer. We said we should spell those words ending in single L, not double L. That's all about formation of adjectives using suffix FUL. What do I normally tell you? After giving you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 examples, they should be enough. 5 examples are surely enough for you to go and complete the work that is in that list on page. Which page is that? Should be page 10. Yes, on page 10 in your workbook, that's where you see those words. Skill, skillful. Thankful was given to us the example. Then beauty, what do you see? If a noun ends in word, what happens? Do the same thing and you'll be able to pass. Then we have words like forget, sorrow, harm, pain, then success, purpose, peace. All those words can be turned into adjectives by adding suffix FUL. Next, using suffix less. Using suffix less. Careful, careless. Yeah, possible. Okay. We can add suffix less to the end of a word to change its meaning or to turn it into an adjective. You have hope. I'm writing my hope here. H-O-P-E plus L-E-S-S to form the adjective hopeless. We go care. C-A-R-E plus less. Careless. Careless is one word. Hopeless is one word. Jobless is one word. Jobless, J-O-B-less. Jobless is our adjective from job. Then mercy. Here we had merciful. Now we are going to get the opposite of merciful, which is already here. M-E-R-C-I-L-E-W-S. Merciless. A merciless person is an unkind person. So when you talk about a merciless person, we know you are describing the noun person using the adjective merciless, because the teacher has begun by telling you adjectives are used to describe nouns. A merciless person, a person without any mercy. Okay. Using suffix IVE. Yeah, we have adjectives that are formed by using suffix IVE, as shown on page 11 of your workbook. The first word is advanced, which is adju. Turning it into an adjective becomes argumentative. Now turn to the board where we have talk, change to talk plus ATIVE, talkative. A talkative person talks a lot. You have talkative brothers at home. You have talkative children in your classroom. So talkative people talk a lot, or they talk endlessly. They talk without stopping. Attend changes to attentive. If you attend to the teacher during the lesson, then you are attentive. Okay, next is create, which changes to creative. As our adjective, a creative person, you can come up with new ideas in everything they are doing or thinking about. They say, do this homework. A creative person will not sit down and say, oh, this work is very hard. You think of wonderful answers you create or you will use to show the teacher that you are really in class. Extend. This extensive. Extensive, covering a lot of a wide area. That's extensive. Next is suffix IC, being used to form adjectives. So whatever I give you as examples, use them to do the activity, not even the activity, to complete the tables as shown in your workbook. Yes, on those pages. Now about these adjectives formed using suffix less on page 11. So we go to IC, where we have words like hygiene in our workbooks, which changes to hygienic. Master the spelling changes. I repeat, let's master the spelling changes because they matter a lot in English. Spellings matter a lot in our subject. Therefore, we really need to pay keen attention when writing those answers. Let's make some bit of correction here. In the word hygienic, the word hygienic should have a small h, not a capital H, because it's not a proper adjective. So use small h in hygienic. Get the spelling G-I-E-N-I-C. That is hygienic. Turn to the board. We have the word and the adjective. The word is energy. Its adjective is energetic. An energetic man. Energetic. Spelling G-E-T-I-C. A man who has a lot of energy is an energetic man. Metal. What's made out of metal is metallic. M-E-T-A-double-L. Metallic has double L. I said master the spelling changes. Do not go by what you know. Go by what has been taught by the teacher. Next, we have giant. From giant, which means very large, we get the adjective as gigantic. Oh, the spelling. Gigantic, very large or very big. That is gigantic. Get the spelling and the pronunciation as well. Gigantic. Then apology. If I know energy changes to energetic, what should someone confuse me with apology? Obviously, something that is. From this I get apologetic. Apologetic. No Y, just like here, no Y in energetic. So from this, allow me say you can complete the list on page 12. Page 12 is where that table is, with many more words that require you to turn them into adjectives using suffix IC. Maybe I'll talk about some of them with you in this lesson, and that is electricity. From electricity, our adjective is electric. Yes. Sympathy, that is sympathetic. What else? Angel. From angel, I can say my adjective is angelic. A-N-G-E-L-I-C. That is angelic, like an angel. Next, science, scientific. Then heroic, from hero. Anemic, from anemia. Check that spelling of anemia. It's the British spelling. A-N-A-E, anemia. Our adjective is anemic. Next we have chaos, C-H-A-O-S. From chaos, the adjective is chaotic. Chaotic. Yes. Chaotic means problematic or ending in problems. That is chaotic. Next, alcohol. From alcohol, our adjective is alcoholic. An alcoholic person likes drinking. Without drinking, not drinking water, without drinking alcohol, he will never think of doing anything serious. You know, people who are wonderful alcoholics. They are described as alcoholic people. So alcoholic people cannot think of any work before they sip that heavy drink. Very dangerous to your body organs. That is alcohol. So alcoholic is the adjective from alcohol. If it is a teacher, that teacher will not stand before any child to teach before he sips his warrant, his alcohol. So that is an alcoholic person. A doctor will not touch any patient before he sips. He's an alcoholic doctor. A mechanic, he will not look at any vehicle before he sips that bad drink. I call it bad because the moment you taste it, you will see what will happen to you. You will sleep somewhere, calling it your home. By morning time, you'll discover you slept under someone's tree. Okay, that is being alcoholic. Next, enthusiasm. Enthusiasm changes to enthusiastic. E-N-T-H-U-S-I-A-S-T-I-C. Enthusiastic. That is interested. If you are enthusiastic about something, you are interested in it, or you are excited about doing it or seeing it. That's being enthusiastic. Next, icon, which changes to obviously iconic. Then magnet, which changes to magnetic. Magnetic substances are attracted by magnets or are attracted to magnets. You put a magnet here, a magnetic substance will be attracted to it. So that is magnetic, our adjective. Then ocean, oceanic. Poet, poetic. From apostle, the spelling, apostolic. Apostolic. Yes, that is from apostle, our adjective. So briefly, this list we have almost done it together. So we drive forward to page 12, where we have adjectives that are formed by using suffix al. Suffix al added onto any given word to form an adjective. From nature, we form the adjective as, hope you guessed right, natural. From center, we form the adjective as, and from intention, we form the adjective as an intentional act. Intentional error. Machine, be careful with the machine. I see master has spent years. Mechanical. The letters you see at the end of each word, each adjective here, are known as the suffix. Remember suffix, the teacher said, is a letter or group of letters added to the end of a word to change its meaning. We got the very last one in our list that is on the board, but not in your list in the book, which is formation of adjectives using suffix lar. lar. These are normally formed from, common shapes. Word here, the adjective this side, we have muscle, which changes to muscular. Muscular. A muscular man has a lot of muscles. You know the boxers are common in that area. Angle, that is angular. Then tube changes to tubular. And lastly, in our examples here, circle, which changes to circular. Circle becomes circular as the adjective in that list. Page, which page? Page 13 presents you with a table you're supposed to complete. How many are missing? Maybe one, maybe two, I don't know. You'll find out what to fill in on page 13. Page 13 still, there are others, I may not rub off, just listen. I may not write more work, but just listen carefully so that we summarize this before we say see you next time. We are now summarizing formation of adjectives using suffixes. We have other suffixes like OUS, suffix OUS. You can use suffix OUS to form adjectives. Let's look at a few of them, just examples, so that you copy the list by yourself later, because that list as well is in your workbook on page 13 and straighting up to 14. So we see, I said I'm not going to discuss everything because it's like a teacher giving you all the answers you need in the activity, then he ends up marking. He's not teaching, he's somehow trying to do some harm to you. Okay, poison. The first word here is danger. Let's begin with danger, which changes to dangerous. The word dangerous has OUS added onto the root word, which is danger. So OUS is our suffix as shown in the title. Next is poison, which changes to poisonous. You know poisonous snakes, snakes that have poison. When they bite you, you know where you'll end, in Mulago Hospital. Next is mystery, which changes to mysterious. Mysterious. Mysterious things are not easy to explain. In other words, they are difficult to explain. That is mysterious. If they say, he disappeared mysteriously, okay, he disappeared in a mysterious manner. In a manner you cannot describe, or in a way you cannot describe. That is the meaning of mysterious. Courage, courageous. Space changes to spacious. S-P-A-C-I-O-U-S. Spacious. Next is glory, which changes to glorious. Then we say luxury, which changes to luxurious. L-U-X-U-R-I-O-U-S. Luxurious. From luxury. Next, victory, victorious. Then fame, turning into famous. Famous is a bit similar to courageous because you add E, you write the word fame as well, the way it is as a noun, then add OUS, the suffix, and you finish forming the word famous. No, you don't need to write E. Okay, the word famous comes from fame, but you drop E before you add OUS, so it is famous. You have to drop E, it was an oversight there. Curiosity. From curiosity we form our adjective as curious. Curiosity, curious. Curiosity killed the cat. That's a proverb in one of the books you have to read, The Student's Companion. Curiosity. Okay, the adjective from curiosity is curious. Next is generosity. If you are generous, if you have generosity, then you are generous. Generous is our adjective from generosity. Next, advantage. Advantageous. Yeah, simple. Just like courage. Courageous, advantage, advantageous. Here you maintain E. Not like famous where you drop E. Industry, industrious. If I remember, or if you remember how you formed the word victorious, change the last Y to I or US. To I before you add or US, that is in industry. To form the word industrious, which means hardworking. Fury is our next word there. Fury means anger. If you have fury, you have anger. So we describe you as a furious person. A furious person. That's pain. Then disaster, which changes to disastrous. Master the spelling. Disastrous is our adjective from disaster. Next, marvel. Not marvel, it's pity. That is piteous. If you are using suffix OUS, it will become piteous. We have another word here which is labor, changed to laborious. What next? Marvel. That is marvelous. Master spellings, master that double L in marvelous. Next, miracle. Miraculous. Miraculous. Next word after miraculous is vigor, and vigor changes to vigorous with a lot of energy. Vigorous. Master the spelling change after O. There is no U in vigorous. I'm meaning this O, not this one. So we go to prosper, and that is prosperous. A prosperous person is a successful person. Suspicion, and the answer or the adjective is suspicious. Suspicious. From suspicion, there is suspicious as our adjective. Our next word is rebellion, and that is the second last one, which is rebellious. L-I-O-U-S. Finally, in that list of OUS suffix, mischief, and that is mischievous. Check the spelling. Mischievous. Mischievous people are troublesome. So mischievous is the same as troublesome. A troublesome person can cause problems at any time. Problematic, troublesome, mischievous have similar meanings. What next? The very last part or the very last list, and that is using suffix able. This one is clearly stated as you see. Value, changing to valuable as its adjective. Then misery, changing to miserable as the adjective. Count, enjoy, break, apply. Okay, let's go to apply, which changes to applicable. Applicable is our answer. A-P-L-I-C-A-B-L-E. Sorry, what you're talking about is not applicable. It cannot be applied, in other words. So, applicable is the noun from apply. There are many, this is the adjective from the word apply. Next, comfort, changing to comfortable. Avail, that's available. Then pity, pity can turn into different words. We have this as well, pitiable. Yes, deserving pity, that is pitiable. Next is favor, then changing to favorable, and honor, which changes to honorable. Honorable has two answers or two spellings, where we have this one honorable and this one, where one is British English and the next one is American English. Be careful with those spellings. We prefer this because what you were given was written in British style. So you also maintain that style and you pass highly. Okay, success, but before I wish you success, allow me to say you have an activity about formation of adjectives on page 13, page 15, sorry. Page 15 has an activity about formation of adjectives. You're going to use it to use the work you have written in the workbook so far. If you have been writing since and following the lesson from A to Z, you are going to answer that activity of 12 questions. Yes, only 12, then we call it a day. So right now I want to wish you a blessed day till we meet. Stay safe and make sure you do not waste your time, because the moment you come back from your holidays, should it be a holiday? No. The moment you come back from this lockdown, yes, you may go to your next class if you really qualify and you are ready to go to that next class. That is it. It means you are supposed to be following our lessons step by step and doing what is required. Above all, you have exams at the end of these lessons. You attend classes, then make sure you learn something that you write in the exams, so that you don't look blue in the face when the teacher gets you a paper. Hey, come for the paper, do it and then you pass. Simple as that. God bless you. We'll meet next time. Goodbye.